This is how the world is getting ready for World War III victims. Putin was clear, if any country, including NATO members, they enter to fight with the Russians in the conflict in Ukraine, World War III will begin. And it is because Putin said that if a country sends soldiers, Russia will happen. That's what is happening. Well, when the Soviet Union fell, Putin's reign began. A former secret agent who quickly and firmly stabilized Russia. Almost overnight, Russia pacified the country, and not only that, it turned it back into a powerhouse. Now it seemed that Putin had a good relationship with European countries, even had done very good business with them. But it seems that the United States did not like this at all, and it was at that moment that the two countries, Russia and United States, Ukraine began to be disputed. For years, Ukraine belonged to the Soviet Union, and after the fall of the Soviet Union, it had become quite close to Russia. But recently, the Ukrainian government seemed to have taken another, changing course, and now being more part of the European Union, it sought the help of the USA. Russia did not like this at all, and that's when the conflict started. On both sides, strong decisions were made, and it was at that moment that Russia invaded Ukraine. They had conflicts before, but none as big as now. Russia accused above all that the United States wanted to place weapons in Ukraine, and that endangered Russia. Even so, it was clear as if Russia wanted to deploy weapons in Mexico, that is, in a neighboring country of the United States. In the end, the conflict in Ukraine occurred. He said that Ukraine was going to fall quickly, but then NATO stepped in. Remember, NATO has a rule, they attack one, they attack all. And that's why it defends itself everywhere. And so now to begin supporting Ukraine with money, and thanks to this, Ukraine has been able to hold out a bit longer to Russia. But everything indicates that Ukraine is going to fall, and this is when the European powers have left. It was clear they could send their military forces to Ukraine. The president of France, Emmanuel Macron, was very clear. He said it was time to send soldiers to Ukraine. And that's when Putin said, if foreign soldiers are sent to Ukraine, we'll send American boss. Now you might not know this, but European countries are getting ready for World War III. Most European powers have already started mobilizing their troops, conducting military exercises, preparing for a big war. Even countries that were once pacifists are they recruiting today to train their men and to be able to act in a possible war. Plans from some nations have even been leaked regarding the preparations they are making for a possible conflict. Because, according to experts, never before like today, the world could go into a big war. And here comes the question, what happens? If World War III were to start, currently, according to experts, Putin is stronger. More than ever, he has become one of the most powerful men in the world. Having consolidated his power, he has just won the elections again, about to defeat Ukraine and show that even with both economic and military support from European powers and the United States, he was able to conquer another country. Half thousands of people already died. Is the world in such a crisis? The question, what is the best outcome in this situation? Can Ukraine really beat Russia? And what if Russia beats Ukraine? Some accuse that Putin is asking for more, and if it remains, some say it will attack other countries. Others, however, argue that Russia really didn't want a war. But here comes the questioning. Can anyone truly win in this conflict? And if someone wins, what will the other side do? What happens if Russia wins? And what happens if Ukraine wins with the support of the United States and European powers? Honestly, no one knows. Now tell me, what do you think?